Could you outline to the committee the importance of having NAFO as part of the decision-making agreement process going forward as related to the cod fishery, the importance to managing that resource in Newfoundland, off Newfoundland?
Well, I mean, I'm certainly not here to do the bidding of NAFO for them. I'd like nothing better today that if, have the NAFO-related quotas to be repatriated to Canada and us be able to fish them. But we're a country of rules and laws and international agreements, and those exist, and we have to abide by them. I've been participating in NAFO meetings for the last 6 years now, 7 years that I've been certainly with Ocean Choice International. I wasn't part of the historical side of this. I went to one meeting in the early 2000s, I think. What I will say is the NAFO is managed much better today, obviously, than it was a generation ago. And there are a lot of measures in place as deterrents today that weren't in place a long time ago. Yeah.
Is it fair to say that will lead to a better management of the fishery in Canada's control of the East Coast?
Better management today, certainly, than the period leading up to and during the moratorium years, I would say.
Could you just expand a bit on, I didn't realize, 5% for those that may not be totally familiar, you're exploiting, which is your catch rate, 5% of the biomass?
You're referring to the NAFO component here? Yes. So, or exploitation rate, sorry.
Yes,
exploitation rate. Yeah.
You made the reference,
yeah.
5%.
Yeah, so it's 5% of the spawning stock biomass, basically.
That's what you're harvesting.
That's the harvest rate, right? Which is very, very, very conservative harvest rate, yes. By any standard, by any metric.
I agree with you, and I'm pleased to see that we're managing within that particular prudent manner to grow the fishery going forward. Both Mr. Warren and you, Mr. Banel, you reference, because often the public sometimes confuses inshore, offshore being foreign, but both of you referenced both identities you're here with as family-owned. Family-owned out of Newfoundland?
Yes, so our businesses are, well, the entire offshore sector, because there have been some comments. There was a comment, I think, on one of the hearings about us being foreign, non-Canadian, foreign workers. We are 100%. Yeah, we are 100% Canadian-owned, Newfoundland and Labrador-based businesses. One of the businesses that's not here today is Indigenous, the Inuit and Labrador, purchased the Harbour Grace Shrimp Company. We employ Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Our vessel is exclusively employed by Canadians, almost exclusively Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. They live in the same communities as inshore fishermen. Some cases are family members to inshore fishermen, right? So, yeah, that is an important point and needs to be clarified because we are very much Newfoundland and Labrador based. We're not publicly traded companies, as I think there was somebody alluded to in a previous hearing. Family-run businesses. Alberto, you can speak if you wish to that as well.
Icewater is a family-owned business as well. I'm the 7th generation of our family in the cod business in Placentia Bay, and my son came 5 years ago as the 8th. Yes.
Your family in Newfoundland?
In Placentia Bay in cod.
Could you, Mr. Warham, you referenced your Arnold Cove's plant in relation to managing the resource 12 months of the year as you have to supply the market, and you depend on an offshore quota to do that. Am I correct in those assumptions? Okay. And the impact that the managing the supply to the plant has in providing predictable employment on a year-round basis. I believe you touched on it briefly.
Yeah, so that's where the frozen at sea raw material comes in, and this year, as I said, we hope it'll all be connected.
Not be done by exclusive inshore fishery?
No, because I mean the cod migrate to the inshore in late June, early July, and they start leaving, going back to the offshore in late September, October.
How would both of you react to this comment? The government has completely and utterly failed the province of Newfoundland in the recovery of the great northern cod stock by the decision made this summer.
Well, I guess in my opening comments, I talked about the importance of the decision for Arnold's Cove, for the markets that we have, and for our employees.
So it was a good decision as it relates to your plant?
Yes.
So you would not agree with that, Mr. Banel?
Every pound of this quota is going to be harvested, processed, and marketed by Newfoundland and Labrador entities, inshore, Indigenous, offshore. Every pound. Right? That's an important point.
The motion that we're studying is false.
Well, I'm just giving you the facts on where we are and our businesses, right? So
okay.
I want to make that clear.
Thank you, because you're speaking for Newfoundlanders.
Thank you, Mr.